I've always looked to do stuff in a different way, like in a kind of a fun way, or you know, fun way that build kind of team building, camaraderie stuff. So I couldn't tell you exactly where. It must have just come reading an article or something. I'd heard about it, you know, I was a kid growing up, and you hear about it usually with baseball. I think pro baseball was a big thing. So just kind of said, you know what would it look like? And we spent a while on it. I remember writing up documents and kind of sending them to my coaches, and kind of like, what about this idea? What about that idea? We tweak it. We had to figure out the way to make it work. And then we just gave it a shot last week.
Of course. We got two charges here from the same incident. Assaulting a punter and assaulting the state leader in sacks. Oh! What? He is not a tree! Are you kidding me?
It was just kind of like a fun thing that Coach started a couple of years ago, where since we filmed all of our practices, he kept seeing, you know, some kids goofing off, some kids doing some funny stuff, and he thought it'd be fun if we kind of hold a little court session. And so it kind of started where kids would be like dancing on film, or kids would be, you know, tripping up and like play during the plays, like during practices and stuff. So we started the kangaroo court. Don't know why he calls it kangaroo court. I think it's just kangaroo's his favorite animal or something. But yeah, it's just kind of like a fun thing that we usually do, like before games and stuff. Kind of, I don't know, enjoy the week a little bit.
Kangaroo court's just when we all just get in trouble, basically. No, but we have a judge. Connor Bork's our judge, and Coach Huff will spend, I don't know what he does during school, but he spends some time looking at our film and finding plays where someone's dancing or something, or doing something stupid, football player stupid, and he'll play it in front of the entire 60, 80 guys that we have, and we'll watch it, laugh, and then Connor will assign the punishment, and then our bailiff will say whether you have water duty or not, basically.
Christian Marquis was he was the captain of the winning weightlifting team. So by rule, the way we set it up was that he became the judge for the year for the kangaroo court. And just kind of a really good leader, and also a goofy kid. So kind of like the nice combination where he was able to make it work. So I think we had a great example the first year. And you know, we also we oriented the kids to it. We said, here's what we're doing. It's in fun. It's not meant to be serious. And we also explain, like, you can do something where you screw up and you make a big mistake. That doesn't get handled in kangaroo court. That's discipline, and that's serious stuff. This is more the lighthearted stuff. We're having fun with it.
That's Jeremy. Jeremy doesn't like it at all. He didn't look for the camera because he knows. If anything, it should be Jeremy.
There's been so many times where it's just, you know, you do one thing during a certain play. I remember a couple weeks ago, it was raining out and it was a really slippery day, and I ended up blitzing, and as soon as I broke through the line, I just fell straight on my face. And it's right then and there, you know that it's going to be like right on film. Everyone's going to be seeing it. Everyone's going to be laughing at you. You're going to get convicted. Probably have a duty next week, and it just hits you right away. You're just like, oh.
After you do something stupid, you just quickly look up at the camera, and if it's not pointing at you, you're like, oh, phew. But then sometimes if it's pointing at you, you're just in trouble. Working in case you go look at it.
You guys have been down. Oh, shot! Calm down, guys. Hey, melodramatic.
Pin-up model.
I'm pretty good with my stuff now, you know. I try not to do anything too stupid. So Coach Huff tries to get me, you know, if I'll wiggle my fingers a certain way, he thinks I'm mocking some Simpsons character. There was one time I pointed, Connor looked, and then I pointed back, and he said I was playing peekaboo with Connor. So it's just random stuff, but.
over, buddy.
He also said, you know, we're not going to be mean with this. We're not going to be nasty, and that's something that I have to keep a close eye on. As far as kids will come to me with different things or pictures and say this is kind of funny, and there might be times where I choose not to use things that I remember being that age, and I don't want it to be something that is not a fun thing for the kids. So we're very aware of that. And you saw most of it is just, it's a blooper reel from practice, basically, is what it is. So we have fun with that, and we poke fun at it. And it's also a way to determine who ends up on duty that week for water and carrying different equipment, which you need to do anyway, so we thought we'd have fun kind of with how we did it.
Usually the entire week, Rich, it's just football, football, football. You know, practices every day, every week. So it's good to like have a little point in time during the week to relax and kind of, you know, have some fun, laughing a little bit. So aside from it just being constantly all about football, all about making plays, all about learning responsibilities for the week and stuff, it's a really nice thing to it's kind of like a treat to the guys a little bit.
It's a big part of it that it's at the end of the week, it's after the work is done. So some of it is definitely letting off steam. I spend a lot of time going through the practice film looking for the little clips that we'll use, but it's a lot of fun. So I usually do that myself at the end of the week. So it's kind of a nice way to kind of relax a little bit, get your wits about you, have fun, and then you know, it's, I don't know, kind of chicken or the egg thing. Like, the kids have a good time with it. It's a fun experience. I think also it's because of the way we do things before that, though. If you took a team back when I played and things were run a certain way and tried to have the team do that, I don't know that it would work. We have a group that I think is pretty tight-knit. They respect each other, but there's also, you know, we have fun. So there's a little bit of, we laid the groundwork for that, I think, ahead of time. So it kind of fits in with our personality and the way we do things a little bit as a team. I thought we were better than Manchester Central, but I also knew that we could lose the game. I thought we were better than them last year, and they beat us, in all honesty. So it was very uneasy feeling, and then the way the game started was not enjoyable. And they gave us problems. We didn't play well. We made mistakes, and it wasn't looking good. So it was not enjoyable by any stretch. Your question, I hope that it's something that comes in handy, that we face some adversity. So hopefully that's a good experience, and that's something we can use later on. I mean, I'd rather not go through that. I'd rather just come out and everything's a cakewalk. But long term, yeah, hopefully it happens, so hopefully some good comes of it.
I don't think everyone was really hyped up enough. You know, during our warm-ups and everything, especially with like home games, we're always just pumped up. We're always, you know, going 100% full speed. We're stretching, even during stretches, you know, like everyone's like yelling at each other, saying how excited we are and stuff. But we didn't really see that during the Central game. Everyone was kind of like, oh, it's cold out. I don't like playing on this field, blah, blah, blah. So everything was just kind of slow to start with. Everyone was just kind of not as hyped up as we should have been. I think that kind of caused us to have a kind of slow first half.
because it's not something we think about. In all honesty, we're just calling stuff and going based on what we think is available to us. So what's the best chance to move the ball to score type of thing. You know, Connor scores a lot of touchdowns, so it's not like we felt bad for him.
No, I had no idea, to be honest with you. At the very end, when the second twos went in, he told us that he was like, I think that's 7, and we were freaking out for him. It was cool.
But for Connor in particular, he's such a great kid, and he works so hard, and we do a good job, I think, on our team of blocking for each other, and the supporting roles are important. So if you look at the Bedford kick return touchdown, Connor Bork had 2 blocks on that play that got the touchdown. Without either one of the blocks, Frankie doesn't score, and he made them both. It was an amazing play. And he lead blocks for other plays, so he's done so much of that work that to see him be the guy that gets the touchdown after touchdown, you know, absolutely, kid deserves it. So I was happy for him. I didn't know until after the 7th touchdown. Coach Sobolov mentioned that, you know, I think that's the 7th touchdown. Just kind of the way it worked out. The other kids kept getting tackled at the 2-yard line, and he finished it.
Really good, honestly, because the past 2 years we lost to them and just kind of, you know, really dumb ways, like things that could have been so easily avoided. And so we started off pretty slow, and it seemed like it was going to be a long game in the beginning. But second quarter, third quarter, we just kind of took off and started to get the ball rolling. Defense was rolling really well.
It felt awesome, you know, being able to put up that kind of points against Central, who's in the past stopped us repeatedly. And then just to give Connor that 7 touchdown mark was just pretty special for him and the team as a whole, I think, just to, you know, give him what he.
You know, we're aware that by winning against Central, we are in the playoffs officially. We also know that we need to win one of the last 2 in order to have a home game, which is an important thing for us. So we really want to get that done. But big picture, we're not looking at anything beyond that. We haven't talked to the kids about any of this. This is stuff that we talked about as coaches. So, you know, the big thing right now is just Bishop Girton. It's partly just because this is why you do it. I mean, it's to go up against a team that's so well coached and has good players. It's kind of it's a challenge, but that's what you want to. That's what you want to have. So we're going to give everything we can to try and beat Bishop Girton. If that doesn't work, then, you know, we'll have to come back, learn from our mistakes, and try and win the next week. But right now, we're hoping to give them a good game.